Today here on Tuesday, well today's Wednesday, fuck it. but they added a new match to the WWE Royal Rumble. This would be a women's tag, converted of 6 women from the SmackDown women's roster. To me, honestly, this looks like the most unvaluable match on the entire show, including the pre-show matches. To me, honestly, I know that SmackDown has been, to me, honestly, the better women's division. I know that, Sasha, Bayley, and Charlotte are 3 of the most popular and most most talented women in WWE. But honestly, the feud that Becky Lynch and Alexa Bliss had, to me, honestly, really blew it out of the water. Everyone looked at the SmackDown's women's roster when the draft happened and just basically said that Becky Lynch was given her own, playground to rule over, but not really have anybody to have blockbuster matches. We haven't even really seen Eva Marie since her suspension do anything. I don't know where she's been. She was supposed to be a main player here on SmackDown, coming out after the draft and really, setting the tone. I was really surprised that she wasn't part of the title picture right off of the bat, but it is what it is. They came out and sort of said that her suspension was bullshit, but it was against the policy, so it is what it is, so it had to stand up. And I thought that she was going to be back, and I haven't seen her do anything. I haven't even seen her post anything on Instagram. I must have unfollowed her or something like that, because that was basically the only way I was seeing her do anything. I thought that her run at NXT honestly blew it out of the water. But to get to the women that they have here, Nikki Bella, when she came back from her injury, showed that she was a SmackDown member. I think she returned at SummerSlam right after the draft. But all of these women, excluding Mickie James, who just debuted on there, has really shown that they really have something to offer. Naomi was able to beat Alexa Bliss at No Mercy when Alexa was the #1 contender. Nikki Bella had that awesome feud against Carmella. Now Carmella is hanging out with Ellsworth, and I'm still trying to figure out what she gets out of this in the long run, because as of right now, they just look like Nydia and Jamie Noble just trashing it up in their big nets, dressing up and trying to become more, Jersey Shore-ish or something like that. I don't really know what they're really getting to. I guess they're just trying to make the Ellsworth character last as long as possible after it sort of overran its purpose in the Ambrose versus AJ Styles feud. Becky Lynch has held the championship. She's really built up Alexa to be a great champion. Alexa's been able to have great matches and show that she deserves to be on top of the SmackDown brand. Natalya, who's a girl who's been thrown out to the pasture a few times, has been able to show off that she really deserves to be at the top of the card and given a shot. Mickie James, to me, honestly, is the biggest surprise in this match. She's just had her debut on SmackDown 2 weeks ago, where she showed off that she was the luchador girl when the mask was pulled off, and it showed that she was the one that was helping Alexa Bliss, even though we all know there was a few different people underneath that hood different weeks. But in the end, she gets to be the Black Scorpion. If you don't know anything about the Black Scorpion versus Sting in WCW, look that up. It might be better than this Royal Rumble show. To me, honestly, Mickie just had her debut on the main roster. I know that she's not the champion, but she is a returning legend. If they were going to do anything, I think, honestly, Nikki Bella and Becky Lynch, showing off the 2 biggest baby faces in a tag match against Alexa Bliss and Mickie James would have been a lot better. If you wanted to do a singles match, Becky Lynch versus Mickie James for costing her the title would have made even more sense, and maybe had Alexa come down and be in her corner as sort of like the valet. You helped me, I'm going to help you. And that would have got it over a lot more. I know that when they said Mickie James was going to be joining the SmackDown brand, I think a lot of people thought that it was going to be in a babyface role, sort of like the Dudleys when they came back with the nostalgia run. Mickie doing the same thing, having great matches, maybe not winning all the time, like the Tonka when he came back in 2006, 2007, somewhere in there on SmackDown. At the same time, they had Road Warrior Animal. They were there for the ride. They weren't there to win a lot of matches, but they were there for people to remember and stand up and cheer for the 90s and things like that. To me, honestly, this is the biggest waste of time. I wouldn't be shocked if this match is bumped down to the pre-show, because it honestly, to me, has pre-show written all over it. A lot like when they would bring in the 205 Live Cruiserweights and just, we got 6 guys. Put them in a pre-show match. Get them over. It is what it is. I'm going to pick the heels, Alexa, Natalya, and Mickie James to win this one. It makes more sense. Maybe they can even cause some chaos between Becky Lynch and Nikki, and sort of bring some friction between the baby faces and see what that is that pull together the SmackDown brand.